Hi, it's Phyllis. Today we will make this mixed raw bracelet. Mixed because I used two different sized beads, but I still use the right angle weave method to do it. So let's get started. So for the project today, I'm going to be using the Green Label Michaels beads. I'm going to use the 6mm round beads from these strands. I'm going to be using a 4mm fire polish bead, and this is in a matte color, the jet matted green iris. I will be using a Lobster Clasp and stainless steel, a wire guardian, and stainless steel. My Toho 11O seed beads in the nickel color, 2 needles. My 8-pound fire line in the crystal color. My nippers and my flat nose pliers. I use the flat nose pliers to flatten the ends of the thread so that they will fit through the eyes of the needle. So I have threaded my needles with 5 feet of my 8-pound fire line, and I passed each of the needles through one side of my wire guardian with the horseshoe facing me, and I'm now going to add my my Lobster Clasp and just let it rest in the wire guardian, and I'm going to place my needles together and pull these all the way to the center of the thread. And once I get that pulled through, make sure that your thread is sitting in the groove of the wire guardian. The crystal color is a little hard to see, but it's in there. And I'm just will pinch my wire guardian closed. Then I'm going to string on one size 11 seed bead, and I'm going to cross my needles through that size 11 seed bead and pull my threads. Then I'm going to string on one size 11 seed bead on each needle, and I'm going to string on a 4mm fire polish bead, and I'm going to cross my needles through this bead and pull my thread. Now I'm stringing on one fire polish bead on each needle, and I'm going to pick up another one, and I'm going to cross my needles through that third fire polish bead and pull my threads. Now I'm going to pick up one size 11 seed bead on each needle and pull them down, and I'm going to string on a third size 11 seed bead, and I'm going to cross through them and pull my threads. In order to make the next unit, I'm going to string on a 6mm bead on each needle, a size 11 seed bead on each needle, another 6mm bead on each needle, and let those fall down, and a size 11 seed bead, and I'm going to cross my needles through that size 11 seed bead. and pull my threads. So now we have one right angle weave unit that's the diamond shape, and then we have the next right angle weave unit that is the square shape. And we're going to continue just like we did when we started here. We already have our one seed bead that we passed across through, so now I'm going to string on one seed bead on each needle and one 4 millimeter fire polish bead, and I'm going to cross my needles through that fire polish bead to make the bottom of the diamond right angle weave unit. We are going to string on a fire polish bead on each needle, and okay, now we have that one there. We'll cross our needles through the third fire polish bead and pull our threads. And this is how you're going to build your units. To build the next unit, you're going to string on one seed bead on each needle, and you string on a third one, and you cross your needles through that third seed bead. These are all little right angle weave units. The next unit, I'm going to string on one 6 millimeter crystal on each needle, one seed bead on each needle, one 6 millimeter on each needle, and one seed bead to cross through. And pull your threads. And continue building your units just the way we did when we started, alternating from the diamond to the square, from the diamond to the square, until you are at your desired length. My desired length with the clasp added is 7 1/4 inches, and I achieved that by making 7 units of the diamond and 6 units of the squares. And we will meet you, I will meet you back here whenever you're done with your length, and we will put on the other end. We'll close it up at the other end. So now I have completed the length of my bracelet, and I strung a size 11 seed bead on each needle, and I strung the third one so that I could cross through it, and I'm going to pull my threads, and that's my final unit. And I'm going to reinforce this connection by passing my needles back through, well, through these two size 11 seed beads that aren't that were the side ones. And I'm gonna pass my needles back through this fire polish bead. And I'm going to use one needle now to make a loop of seed beads. So I'm going to use my right needle, and I'm going to pass through these 2 seed beads here, come out of the center one. And I'm going to string on 12 of these seed beads. And I'm going to pass my needle back through this center seed bead that we're coming out. and pull those down into the loop. And I'm going to reinforce this whole connection here just with the one needle. You don't have to get the other needle involved right now. Just pass through all of them. Make sure you don't miss any, because if you miss one, they will not form a loop. They will form a rhombus, and that's not what we're looking for right now. We're just looking for a loop. And with this 8-pound fire line, that is a great connection. And pull it, our needle back through that last seed bead and cross through the fire polish here. Now, that is the completed bracelet. However, we want to make sure that it's strong enough to wear. So, at this point in time, we're going to just make our figure eights and reinforce this connection. We're going to pass each needle down through the side beads and cross through the next bead, through these tiny side beads and cross through the next, through this whole connection here and cross through the tiny side beads here, and keep going all the way down until you get down to the beginning where we started, because we do want to put one more pass of thread through our connection here. And when we do that, we'll cut the threads off and we'll have a completed project. So this is the completed project. This is actually all reinforced, and I used, this is a different one. This is a different bracelet. I used the dark smoke colored 6-pound fire line to go through it, but I didn't think that was strong enough. However, it's the same exact bracelet, all taken care of with its reinforcing, and you have your diamonds and squares. That's the reason I gave it the name, the mixed raw bracelet. I hope you like this project. I hope you make this project, and I hope you show me some pictures of the project. And in the meantime, see you next time. Bye-bye.